All right, everyone, and welcome back to the midweek wrap up for May 11th, 2022. Essentially, if you're new here, my name is Michael Nauss. I'm a chartered market technician, quantitative trader. I do some educational content on the channel. We're going to start incorporating some live trading and things like that. And then once a week, I have a live stream at the end of the week where I go very in depth of all the different markets I watch and what I think is going to happen next. And we make a watch list. And then midweek on Wednesday, we do this video where I just talk about what it is that I'm actually looking at, a little bit of a quick wrap up. And as always, this is a preview for what happens over at statsedgetrading.com, where I do this kind of thing in a blog post every single night. Way more detail. We have a watch list, whole 9 yards. Check it out in the link in the description below, along with all of the softwares you see me use if interested. So start here right on Bitcoin. You can, if you go back to the last midweek wrap up, I think we were kind of chopping around in this area. Maybe we'd even broken down a bit. I talked about a short that I had here, just playing this bear flag. That happened the way it looked like, and we're holding currently right at these lows. If you go back further, there's another low in here. So this $30,000 area seems to be key. We're bouncing a little bit from that. We bounced yesterday as well. So I've got this little note. Is this a dead cat bounce? We won't know. I wouldn't buy in front of this level. You certainly could, but you're just buying something in a downtrend. So for me, I covered a bit of my short there. I certainly won't lose on the rest. I'm going to see if we can break down, and I'll just, cover in pieces as we go. Looking at the overall stock market, this is a chart of the S&P 500. You can see I had nothing. These are the notes that are on the Stats Edge Trading. I had nothing really to add. High vol, choppy mess still. You can see if you look at today and yesterday, they're both not really inside days, but pretty close for the volatile action. This right here is the anchored VWAP from the COVID lows. Might be a place that we're drawn to, and we see what happens there, but we are cleanly below my support level at this point. So really nothing to write home about. If we bounce from here, we have to reclaim that level before I'm really interested in anything from the long side. Now, when we go into the individual markets, I can just move myself up again. And I was just noting this level here on XME, this prior resistance level that we're kind of coming back down to. It'd be interesting if we bounce, or if we tag that and bounce. That'll be an interesting place to maybe take a shot. If you don't know, XME is metals and market ETF, so that's something to keep an eye on. Then we have BURK here. I just use this as a proxy for value stocks and value plays. So think of anything that Warren Buffett would like, things that pay cash, that kind of thing. So I use this as a nice proxy for that. Broke out of this base, came right back into it. So that, are we going to hold this and move higher? If so, then again, look at your value stocks, your boring names, your Coca-Colas, that kind of thing. If we're going to continue to break, then, it's going to sell with everything else that's going on in this market. A couple names I'm looking at. So in that value proposition, I have HRL here, which is just a foods company. A lot of these have been doing well, holding up really, really well compared to the market. And you remember the chart of the SPY was pretty much straight down. This one's holding up pretty well, so I'm just waiting for it to see if it can break this anchor VWAP from the top here. Another one is RCII, Renaissance. Big, massive rounded bottom here. Obviously in a downtrend, but if you look at just the short, the last few weeks, this one's actually been holding up pretty well relative to the market. So we've got some short-term relative strength there. And again, this big rounded bottom. Last but not least is WM, Waste Management. Can't get much more boring than that. But even if the market's coming to an end, someone needs to pick up the garbage still. So again, getting nice and tight in through here. Some relative strength, but this one's been slopping as well. I won't be interested in any of these, obviously. If they break down, I need them to break out before I get involved. So, as always, thank you guys for coming. If you're interested in more of this content, come hang out at statsedgetrading.com, and I will see you there.